To most of us, it felt like a prison. To a lot of my contemporaries, living to be 18 would have been a success. And really, we had no aspiration. It was just to be there in this place and survive. Within the walls of this prison, these concrete walls of the tower blocks. He said, and I don't know how old I was, maybe 7 or 8. And he said, one day I was just sat on this space in the center of these buildings. And I noticed for the first time in my life that there were spaces between them, tiny, tiny cracks of light, but they were there. And then as a child, as children do, he said, I started to imagine what lay through those gaps in the buildings. Where would they take me? And so as a child, I started to imagine those places. And then, as I got a little older and a little more confident, I actually started to explore the spaces between the buildings. And as he was talking, I was thinking to myself, you know what? He summed it up. Because for most of us, we obsess with the buildings. For most of us, we look at the buildings and we never see the spaces. How often do you spend time with people who say to you things like, do you know what, I've always wanted to, but wouldn't it be brilliant if we could, but how about, but no, we can't of course, because building. And maybe that's the truth of all of this. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just when we leave here and drive or train our way home through Birmingham, we just start to spend a little bit more time looking at the spaces between the buildings. Because going back to my pure joy of being a primary school teacher and having the privilege to hang out with kids of 4 and 5 years of age, one of the things I have explored from day one is where does it go? Because kids don't see the buildings, do they? They see the spaces between them.
I'm a bad man like Sean. I'm a bad man like Son. If Grams did then how am I here? How? Big man like me.